I talk a lot about attraction on this channel, how to trigger attraction or build attraction, and that's what's going to be key in getting you to the point where you're getting lots of dates, where women are going to want to see you again, and you're going to be able to have the sex and dating life that you really, really want. And it all starts with triggering attraction. Now, a lot of guys, they might kind of casually learn a few things and try to implement it, but they don't really take the time to master it. So on this video, I just want to be able to give you an implementation plan so you can really master it, so you can really get good at it. So you're having a dating life that you enjoy because you're learning the proper tools to be able to meet and attract women. First, you have to understand that attraction happens because you are spiking her emotions, okay? There's a saying that men are a little bit more logical, women are more emotional. And because that's the case, you're trying to tap into her emotional side to be able to attract her, okay? Now listen, at the end of the day, attraction is an emotional reaction even for men and women. But when it comes to women, it's not going to be as heavy on the looks as you think it is, okay? I know that that's a huge disagreement here on the internet, that looks are the biggest thing, and I will agree, looks do matter, of course. If you're a good-looking guy, if you're a tall guy, it does help you. However, you might be a person who's not that great looking. Does that mean you're doomed? No, it doesn't mean you're doomed. You work with what you got, and then you use your personality and your behavior to trigger attraction, to be able to hit that emotional spike. The thing is looks only go so far, and that's because your personality and your behavior, that's harder to fake. So that has such a heavier weight in building attraction when you meet a woman. So really, don't underestimate the power of your behavior and your charisma when you are talking to women. And this is how you're going to be triggering attraction. And of course, I'm going to be teaching you, if you don't know already, a little bit of a teaser into my attraction formula, which is called TED. Stands for Tension, Entertainment, and Dominance. If you want to learn more and go deeper into understanding TED and how to implement it, you can check out my Hooked program. But on today's video, I'm going to give you just a cool couple of exercises that you can do that will help trigger attraction with the women that you meet. Real quick, that link is down in the description below if you want to check out the Hooked program, which is just a video course teaching you more about attraction. But let's dive in. Tension, that's the T in TED, that is building sexual tension. There is no better way to do that than eye contact. A lot of guys don't take advantage of this. And it's funny because it's easy, but it's not easy, right? It's like in theory, it's easy. It's like, okay, eye contact, that's going to help a lot, right? It's going to make you also look not nervous when you're talking to a girl. And so in theory, it's kind of easy because it's simple, but in practice, it is a little difficult, and it's something that you have to practice. I remember when I was trying to learn eye contact, it was hard for me to be able to talk to her and have eye contact. It was easy for me to listen and give eye contact, but I seemed to kind of look all over the place and when I was talking. And so you got to practice both of those, talking to her and looking at her in the eyes, and also listening to her and looking in her eyes, because the eye contact is what creates the connection between you and her. That's why it's so powerful in building tension. Let's go to the next one. E for entertainment. Entertainment means self-amusement. It means entertaining yourself when you're talking to a woman, having fun, being able to be silly, say some jokes. It just makes you look more comfortable and confident when you're talking to a woman. And more importantly, it helps you have fun in the interaction. You shouldn't make this too big of a chore. You should be having a good time. And so I really broke this down and I thought, okay, what's the best way to teach entertainment? Well, really, when someone is having a good time, when they're enjoying themselves, there's a difference in the tone of their voice and the speed of their voice that changes throughout the interaction. So maybe you're talking like this, talking really fast, and then maybe you're talking kind of slow like this. And you change your tone quite a bit as you are showing your personality and displaying your personality. If you're monotone like this and boring, and you show no personality at all, she's going to think that you're strange and it's going to be a weird interaction. So it is always fun to help spike her emotions and change up the interaction by varying the speed and the tone of your voice. Okay, that's entertainment. Let's go into D, dominance. Okay, again, we're talking about the TED formula here. This is what helps spike attraction. I'm going to help you master this because there's a way to break this down and make this work for you. So just wait a second here while I finish. D is for dominance. This just means you're always leading. You're the one who's always leading the interaction. You're approaching, you're setting up the date, you're texting her to set up the date, you're finding the place, you're going for the first kiss, you're going for sex. You're the one who's leading the whole interaction, okay? That's all there is to that. That one's a pretty easy one if you ask me. I feel like guys just don't really realize they have to do that in order to escalate the process and continue it further to be able to get her more invested in you. So how do you master this? The way to master this is you can take each of those categories that I said and you can practice them. I know this is going to sound like a lot of work, but you will master this. Okay, so hear me out for a second. We take tension, we take entertainment, we take dominance, we take 3 months. Each of these months, you're going to be practicing each category. So for month 1, you only focus on tension, building tension, giving really good eye contact. Again, more examples in the Hooked program, but you can just start there. The second month, work on entertainment by changing the speed and the tone of your voice, okay? Then D, dominance, leading. That one, I don't know if you need a full month to work on that, but still, why not just take that for 1 month and make sure you're focusing on that and only that. By that time, you should be getting more dates if you're doing enough approaches, or at the very least, you're going on enough first dates, and then you can lead the interaction towards kissing, towards sex, and so on and so forth. That's how you master it. The way you master something is you break it down to smaller parts, you pick pieces out, and then you focus on them for a long time. Most guys will come to this YouTube channel or other YouTube channels, podcasts, whatever. There's so much information out there. They try to do everything at once. It doesn't work. What you need to do is break it down step by step so it actually encourages you to keep going and it motivates you to keep going. If you do too much at once, you get overwhelmed and then you do nothing. And that's how mastery starts, breaking it down piece by piece. Here's an exercise for you to at least start this process, which you can do literally right now. If you want to practice the tone of your voice, the speed of your voice, and varying it, go get your phone, pick out an article from the internet, and read it and practice changing the speed of your voice like I'm doing right now, and then slowing it down a little bit. Practice the tone of your voice by talking in a downward inflection, which is a commanding tone that is actually more attractive to women, which I'm doing right now. See, at the end of every sentence, it goes down in tone. More attractive, more commanding. So that's something you can practice when you are at home just to get this part of your life handled in terms of understanding how to trigger attraction. If you need more help, check out the Hooked program. There's a link down below. Hit that like button if this is helping you and you're really understanding how to use this process and how to actually practice it. I hope that helps. I'll see you on the next video.